readers, it's Time Stories with me, Issy. Are you ready to share a new story? Well, I have chosen one from the Little Ant series. The title is Little Ant and the Cricket. If you have this book at home, you can read along with me. The author, the person who has written this story, is S.M.R.Saia. And the illustrator, the person who has drawn all the pictures, is Tina Perko. Now the crickets declare that ants aren't any fun. I wonder what little ant is going to do about this. Shall we read and find out? Little Ant and the Cricket. Little Ant was the busiest ant in the anthill. He was strong and smart and quick, and he could carry crumbs up to 50 times his body weight. He thought ants were worthy of everyone's admiration, and all of the other insects that little ant knew admired him. "You are very strong," the ladybugs told him. "You are very smart," the stick insects told him. "You are very quick," the dung beetles told him. "Of course," little ant always replied, "I am an ant." One day, while little ant was on his way back to the anthill with a blueberry, he ran into a cricket. The cricket had long, muscular legs that he used to take great big hops. "Hello, little ant," the cricket said, rubbing the top of one wing across the other one and sending a few loud, clear chirps out into the spring afternoon. "Hello, cricket," little ant replied. He waited for the cricket to comment on the size of the blueberry and prepared himself to accept a compliment about his superior strength, but no compliment came. "I'm on my way to a party," the cricket said. "It is too bad that ants aren't allowed to have fun. I would invite you to go with me." With that, the cricket leapt off and disappeared into the grass. "Ants are too allowed to have fun," little ant grumbled. All afternoon, he stewed and stewed about the cricket's comment. How dare the cricket suggest that ants were less than perfect? How dare he suggest that an ant's work wasn't fun? Little ant couldn't wait to see the cricket again. He would make the cricket admit that there was nothing about ants that a cricket shouldn't admire. A few days later, when little ant was out looking for food again, he heard a familiar chirp. He looked up to see the cricket not far from him. "You sure missed a great party," the cricket called to little ant. He struck a few more colourful notes before leaving the ground and landing directly in front of little ant in a single leap. "Only because you didn't invite me," little ant said curtly. "If you had invited me, you would have found that I am as free as you are to enjoy myself on a beautiful spring day." "In that case, you can come with me now," the cricket said. "I'm off to another party. We'll see whether or not ants know how to have fun after all." Little ant accepted the invitation. He was determined to have more fun than even the cricket. He would prove to the cricket that ants were insects to be admired. That afternoon at the party, little ant chatted with a grasshopper. As afternoon waned into evening, Little Ant sang with a cockroach quartet. As day faded into night, Little Ant stuffed himself on corn kernels and alfalfa sprouts at the buffet table, and then stayed out until almost daybreak doing the cha-cha with a katydid. The next morning, Little Ant was too tired to go out looking for food. He was too tired to lay down or follow a trail. He was too tired to hoist an olive up onto his shoulder. Little Ant told the other ants that he was sick, and he stayed in bed all day. Later that evening, Little Ant saw the cricket again. Grasshopper said, "You tell great stories," the cricket told Little Ant. Katydid admires your cha-cha, and the cockroaches envy your baritone. We all want you to join us again. Little Ant did not want to go to another party, but he couldn't help swelling up with a smug satisfaction at the cricket's words. An hour later, he was at another party, chewing on a red wheat kernel and pointing out that someone in the orchestra had struck an off note. Day after day, Little Ant was too tired to get out of bed in the morning. But night after night, he went to a party where all the insects of the field, including the cricket, now admired him. In fact, the cricket admired him so much that Little Ant didn't want to admit that he wasn't actually happy. "I miss laying down long trails," Little Ant said mournfully to himself one morning as he made his weary way home. "I miss the way it feels to lift 50 times my body weight." The other ants weren't happy either. "Yesterday, Little Ant was too tired to lift a grape," one of the ants complained to Uncle Ant. "Today he stumbled underneath the weight of a puny crumb and wrecked the whole line," complained another. Uncle Ant took Little Ant aside. "What is the matter, Little Ant?" he asked. Little Ant explained about the parties. "The ladybugs admire ants, the stick insects admire ants, the dung beetles admire ants, and now the crickets, the cockroaches, the katydids, and the grasshoppers all admire ants," Little Ant explained. "If I stop going to the parties, the cricket will go back to saying that ants aren't any fun." "Little Ant, you are trying to be something that you are not," Uncle Ant said. "You will never be able to make every insect happy all of the time, and you shouldn't even try. You will only make yourself miserable." Little Ant hung his head and agreed that he was miserable. "I don't want to go to any more parties," Little Ant confessed. "I want to sleep at night when the other ants are sleeping. I want to work alongside the other ants, hoisting prize crumbs and laying down long trails. I am an ant, and I want to act like an ant." That evening, when the cricket came by to take him to a party, Little Ant declined. "No thank you, Cricket," Little Ant said. "I want to get a good night's sleep tonight. I am going to go out looking for food tomorrow." The cricket scoffed. "I was right then," he said. "Ants aren't any fun after all." Little Ant smiled. Goodbye, Cricket, he said. He turned and headed back into the anthill, where he slept soundly and dreamed that he, little ant, who was strong and smart and quick, was out on the trail with the other ants. He was carrying the most magnificent crumb of all, and having the kind of good time that only an ant can have. Oh, what a fun story that was! And what a valuable lesson little Ant learnt. He wanted to be admired by everybody, even if it meant doing things that made him unhappy. I'm so glad that Uncle Ant helped him to see that being the wonderful little ant that he was, doing all the things that he enjoyed doing, was the best thing he could do. Just like you and me, not one of us is the same. We are all different and enjoy doing lots of different things. And that is what makes us the amazing individuals we all are. I hope you've enjoyed this Shed Time story, and if you want to, you can like, share, follow and subscribe to Shed Time Stories. Then you will be ready for the next book for us to share together. Bye-bye.